Koppel, host of the Time for Coffee podcast, where you get firsthand career advice into the jobs and industries that interest you the most. And before we start today's show, I have a quick favor to ask you. If you haven't already, I'd be incredibly grateful if you give us a rating and a review on iTunes. And if you're like me, you need to do it now because you'll forget later and because it's the best way to help others who may be in search of career advice to find this free resource. So press pause if you haven't done it and do it right now. I'll wait. Thanks so much and enjoy today's show. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, David Kotowski. So what is the Sports Business Networks, which you founded in 2020, and what's its mission, Dave?
To help as many student athletes as we can to basically navigate life. And I think one of the things that we're missing out, and it's something that I really would say is focused on Division 1, 2, and 3 athletes, not so much the club athletes. The Division 1, 2, and 3 athletes, their time is so tight with what they're able to accomplish. Because if you're playing a Division 1, 2, or 3 sport, you're not just playing it in your season. You're playing it out of season. So if we use lacrosse as an example, you're playing fall lacrosse. You're practicing as a team. You're competing as a team. You're going to the weight room. You're doing all the things that you need to do. So a lot of these kids, their time is so tight. They aren't able to do the internship opportunities and things like that some of the other kids are able to do. So I want to help these kids navigate and find other people that want to hire athletes. When I was at Merrill Lynch, I basically almost exclusively hired athletes because I knew the qualities that they would be bringing to the table. And those same qualities I mentioned before: being on time, hard work ethic, being a team player, being coachable, all those things that you learn on the field that you're going to bring to the team, your new team at the workplace. So all those things that we were able to accomplish athletically, we were able to bring to the business side of it as well. And I think that's one of the things that if we could help these student athletes find jobs, find internships, understand that they have these qualities that companies are looking for. And we wrote a great piece that we send out to HR directors all the time on why athletes make the best hires. And we've taken great studies in there. Ernst & Young with Sports Illustrated did a study a few years ago on women CEOs and women C-suite executives. And they found that over 60% of C-suite executives all played a team sport.
That's just incredible. I only played a club sport, but it was rugby. And we are pretty badass, let me tell you.
And I would tell you, but that's a different thing too, because when you were playing rugby, some of the schools didn't have rugby as a sport for their school, so you had to play club. I know at Brown, the women's rugby team wasn't an official team. They were a club team, but they practiced every day just like we did, and they worked as hard as they could. And I remember one time in practice, I was watching a women's rugby scrimmage right next to us, and I saw one of the hardest hits I've ever seen. And my coach happened to be standing next to me, and I looked at him, I go, "Did you just see that?" And he goes, "Yeah, we should get her and sign her up for our team."
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to this latest episode of T4C. And if you're interested in learning more about my coaching services for confused college students and recent grads, feel free to check out the Time for Coffee website under the coaching tab at time4coffee.org or text me at 202-236-5712. That's 202-236-5712.